What's up guys, it's Tommy here, and Liverpool have lost their third game in a row this season, which was unthinkable before the season, but it looks like Liverpool fans are getting the transition season that we expected in season 1. It was an absolutely amazing, marvelous achievement that Arne Slot won the Premier League title in his first season. But this season, a culmination of a lot of things, a lot of factors coming together, results in Liverpool being chaotic, unorganized, all over the place, both defensively and in attack. We don't look like a fluid, well-oiled, organized machine, and we will talk about it why Liverpool lost again in the 96th minute against Chelsea, an absolute heartbreaking defeat. And Arne Slot has to take some blame for the weird substitutions and for some of the unusual tactics, but I think he's trying out different things to see what works with this team, because at the moment we have, so many players playing out of form. McAllister, Florian Wirtz, even Alexander Isak, who missed the whole proper pre-season, doesn't look as sharp. And also, what the hell happened to Mo Salah? He had 2 or 3 very good opportunities when normally he puts it into the top corner, and he just blazed it miles over the bar. So there are a lot of issues for Liverpool. Defensively, Konate is a shambles, a liability, and he got injured and he went off, which could be a blessing in disguise if Joe Gomez plays. But the fact that Liverpool ended up with a centre midfielder playing at centre back and the centre midfielder playing at right back in the last half an hour of the game just showed how many issues Liverpool have. And Conor Bradley also didn't have a great game. He was substituted at half-time. I don't think he was injured. He just wasn't good enough. And, Szoboszlai played in the second half at right back, which is not ideal because Szoboszlai in midfield works so much better. And also at the start of the game, it looked like McAllister was playing as a number 6 instead of Gravenberch, which seemed weird. Let me know your explanations. What do you think Arne Slot is trying to do with all these tactics? And it was just a terrible performance all around, and I didn't understand why didn't Joe Gomez come on instead of Konate if Konate got injured. Curtis Jones came on in his place. Florian Wirtz came on and he had some good touches, but also he didn't have a great game. I think Florian Wirtz not starting is justified because he didn't have a great season so far, and also it's really, really concerning that Chelsea, who had 1 fit centre-back and they were down to their 7th centre-back choice in Achampong, Liverpool didn't really get the Chelsea defense frightened. We didn't attack them enough in the first half or in the second half, and also our attacks sometimes broke down. Kerkez also was substituted in the 55th minute. He also didn't have a good game and didn't have a good season, but Robertson was just even worse. Robertson was absolutely terrible, and he left his marker, he left the goal scorer Estevao wide open for the winning goal in the 96th minute. But first let's talk about Moises Caicedo, who scores an absolutely brilliant banger of a goal. And his performance, and this season Caicedo is showing why Liverpool wanted to spend a huge amount of money on him, because he looks like one of the best midfielders, not just on the pitch yesterday, but also in the whole season. He looks like one of the best midfielders in the Premier League right now. And also McAllister being so off form and not sharp enough is also hindering Liverpool, because last season McAllister was in peak form, but this season for some reason or another he just hasn't hit form and he's not sharp enough. Maybe he had a niggle throughout the summer, he was injured, but also Liverpool not getting Mark Gay on transfer deadline day looks every week more and more of an issue. Because now if Konate is out for a long time, and I have been fearing this, then we are down to Van Dijk and Gomez, and they can't play every 3 days. So maybe Liverpool will have to stick a midfielder in defense. Curtis Jones playing there, or Gravenberch playing at centre back is not the solution. Gravenberch can do a job there because he can be a ball playing centre back. He has the height, the physicality, maybe not the game reading intelligence. Also, what was Van Dijk doing for the Caicedo goal? Why isn't he closing down Caicedo? Why is he retreating, sticking his bum out? That was such a weird defending. And yes, Gakpo scored after a brilliant Isak assist. And by the way, I think Isak totally meant that assist when he flicked the ball on for Gakpo to stick it into the roof of the net. But aside from that, Gakpo again was disappointing. He can't beat his man. He doesn't strike fear in the opposition fullbacks and centre backs. And we are really missing Luis Diaz, I will be honest. Yes, Liverpool got great money for Luis Diaz, but yesterday Diaz scored 2 goals for Bayern Munich and he's tearing it up in the Bundesliga, which of course is not on the same level as the Premier League. But Luis Diaz looks like a much better player this season than Gakpo does. And also, it wouldn't be such a problem if Salah was in top form, but because Salah is off form, we should get goals from Gakpo and Isak or Ekitike, and we are getting goals from Ekitike. And yes, Gakpo has been scoring some goals, but also Gakpo missing, the opportunities to beat his man, to get to the byline, to put crosses in or to cut inside and shoot. Luis Diaz was just a player more penetrating in terms of the opposition defense. He could really strike fear in the opposition and create chances, cause chaos. Gakpo at the moment is not in his top form. Of course, Van Dijk, I think, gave a very honest interview saying, I've said repeatedly that this season will be tough. It's not only because of what happens on the pitch, but also because of what has happened off it. And you can understand why Liverpool players feel this way, because their best friend, Diogo Jota, tragically died from 1 minute to the next. It was so unexpected. The whole football world was in shock. And this season, the Liverpool players will not be 100% mentally, and they will not be 100% able to concentrate on football. So I think we should give them a pass a little bit for this season. And if Liverpool don't win the title or we don't win the Champions League, we shouldn't be too harsh on the players, because they are dealing with a very personal, tragic loss in their life, and this is beyond football. This is more than football, and they are all mourning Diogo Jota in different ways. And yes, we should still expect better performances from Liverpool, and I think Arne Slot will start working out the problems tactically. But the bottom line is we have just too many players not playing to the best of their ability. Mamardashvili was, I think, Liverpool's best player. He made incredible, great saves, and the 2 goals he could do nothing about. But also Robertson is not a Liverpool level left back anymore, so Liverpool will need to sign another left back next summer after signing Kerkez, and give Kerkez time. I know he hasn't been great so far, but he's still just 21 years old, and the whole Liverpool team is not working properly, so you shouldn't just blame it on Kerkez. Jeremy Frimpong also needs to get his fitness up. And I think the international break has come for Liverpool at the perfect time, because we look so off it, we look so off form, and also Liverpool integrating 5 or 6 new players into the starting 11. It was the first few months was always going to be a transition from what we are used to at Liverpool and this new team, and in between, of course, there will be cracks, there will be problems, and this might cost Liverpool the title. If we drop too many points in this period, we have Man United next, we play Man City, we play Frankfurt away, we have some really tough games coming up, so Liverpool can drop too many points in this period. I'm not saying we will be out of the title race by November, but these dropped points might cost Liverpool the title at the end of the season. But we have to go through this period. We need to integrate Isak, Ekitike, Wirtz, Kerkez, Frimpong, 5 new players, and Mamardashvili, 6 new players into a starting 11 or into the squad. And these players are all like world-class players, potentially, playing starting for Liverpool. So the fans need to be a little bit patient, because Liverpool still isn't in a bad position. We are just 1 point behind first place, and if we beat the terrible Man United, who, yes, they beat Sunderland 2-0, but if Liverpool can regroup during the international break, beat Man United and go from there and pick up some form, I think it will get better, because we have world-class players all over the place. So once it clicks, Liverpool will deliver goals because Isak, Ekitike, Salah, Gakpo, Wirtz, they are all capable of scoring a lot of goals for Liverpool this season. We just need to work on our midfield. Gravenberch and Szoboszlai have been pretty good, but McAllister has been off it, Curtis Jones, not the world-class level, and Frimpong, Kerkez, Bradley, Konate, they all had their fitness issues or form issues. Konate, again, hasn't been great this season, so maybe Konate getting injured is a little bit of a blessing, as I said, but why didn't Chiesa play? What does Chiesa have to do? Chiesa has been absolutely sensational this season whenever he played. So I would have substituted Salah actually, who was terrible. I'm not going to criticize Salah too much because he's an absolutely world-class player, legend. But he was terrible against Chelsea. He made so many bad decisions, his shots were just terrible. So Salah getting substituted after 70 minutes I think would have been fully justified, and Chiesa should have had 20-25 minutes to try and make something happen. But bringing on Endo at the end of the game when Liverpool wanted to win it is I just didn't understand it really, to be honest. And Cody Gakpo said this on failing to find a winner. I think somehow we couldn't keep the momentum because Liverpool had a good spell in the second half where we threatened Chelsea, and you felt at the one point that the goal was coming. We have to analyze how and why we lost momentum, Gakpo said. We had momentum, and if we kept pushing at that time, we could score the 2-1, but somehow we lost the momentum and they gained strength again. They pushed us back on the counter and they scored a winning goal in the last minute. And a lot of Chelsea players said that they targeted Salah's side because Salah likes to push forward. And Cucurella burst through on the left wing of Chelsea. He squared it, and Robertson was nowhere near Estevao when he scored. I mean, he was like a yard away, but that's not good enough. He should have marked Estevao better. And an 18-year-old getting his first goal for Chelsea as the winner against Liverpool, the champions, in the 96th minute. It's an absolute dream goal for Estevao and Chelsea, and they went crazy. Marsco got a red card for celebrating. He did like the Mourinho celebration, running down the touchline. And I fully understand because this was a huge, massive game for Chelsea and a massive goal for Chelsea because they lost to Brighton in the previous round, so they badly needed the result. Liverpool are still in a good position, but we were 5 points clear of Arsenal and Man City, and now we find ourselves 1 point beyond Arsenal. Arsenal took 6 points. They got 6 points difference on Liverpool. They made up a 6-point difference on Liverpool, which is terrible at this stage. But yeah, there is still a long way to go. Cody Gakpo said, "I don't want to say we are low on confidence. I understand what you mean. At this time, the Liverpool are not in great form. The things don't fall our way. Maybe 5 games ago, they did fall our way. And this is part of football. We have to take it on our chest, keep on fighting, and we have to keep pushing." But the bottom line is Liverpool haven't been good enough. The late winners masked or papered over the cracks, as they say, because Liverpool have to do so much better. We have to play so much better. And if you look at our results, we won the Bournemouth game in the 88th minute. We won the Newcastle game in the 100th minute. We won the Burnley game in the 92nd minute. We won against Atletico Madrid and Southampton in the 85th minute. Yes, though our Champions League and League Cup games were still. And I think I'm forgetting, the Arsenal game we won in the 83rd minute. So Liverpool need to work on it, our issues, and this international break comes at the perfect time for Liverpool, in my opinion. And let's see what happens after the international break. We have some really tough games coming up, but maybe that's what will change Liverpool's momentum, because at the moment it isn't looking good. And let's wait and see how serious Konate's injury is. But I would give Joe Gomez a run in the team. I would give Chiesa a run in the team, maybe in place of Gakpo. And you could start Isak up front and Ekitike on the left. And let's see how they work together. I would actually try that out. It wouldn't be so much worse than what Liverpool are serving up right now. That's my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.